Thought Bubble Audio.
Look, up in the sky!
You will never find the more wretched hive of scum and villainy.
Welcome to Beer with Geeks with Tim and Frank.
Who are you?
I'm Batman.
I am Iron Man.
Your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man.
Hi, Christopher. I'm Nero.
My name is Inigo Montoya.
You're a wizard, Harry.
A couple of guys with a couple of beers and a whole lot of pop culture nostalgia.
Make it so, number one.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Beatles.
I named the dog Indiana.
Life finds a way.
I am serious. And don't call me Shirley.
Now sit back and crack open a cold one, because it's time for Beer with Geeks.
It comes in paints.
Shaken, not stirred.
Great Scott!
I was way off. I knew it started with an S, though.
Hi, and welcome to Beer with Geeks, where two geeks geek out with beer. I'm Tim, and with me, as always, is my friend who loves toys, Frank. How are you today?
Hey, I'm good, and you're back.
I'm back, baby.
You're back, baby. Hey, welcome back.
Thank you. I was in a mission in uncharted space, but I made it. I made it back.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. You're being quick tonight. All right, you're rested up and you're back with your A game. I like it.
My eye is no longer twitching, Frank. We know that I've actually rested when my eye stops twitching.
I'm very, very happy. Happy to have you back. Congratulations on the nuptials.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
So now you're a mister.
I'm a mister.
That's how that works, right?
Yeah. Before I was just a stir, but.
So now you're Mr. PG-13.
That's correct. That is correct. Probably just like to stir the pot. Now I Mr. Stir the pot.
Now you Mr. the pot. Yeah. That's good. That's good. I have a surprise that was sent to us from a friend of the show that we're going to open on air. Yeah, I haven't told you about this.
Oh, my goodness.
But before we do that, what are you drinking?
Oh, so I have a story about this. Okay?
Oh, good. I love stories.
Okay, great.
Is it a story about beer?
So I'm drinking a Moosehead Light.
Oh, I know Moosehead. Maine.
Okay. So, beer of the East. There's no place quite like the East. This crisp lager is the essence of what we're all about, strength, pride, and independence. It's really good. I've never had it before. It's really light, and it's very warm here, and so it's very refreshing.
Oh, sure.
I'm quite taken with it. But so here's my story about it.
Okay, yes.
So coming back from the honeymoon, and my wife and I stop off at this place called Moosehead Reservation or Moosehead Wildlife Refuge in Maine, and there we stop at like an outlook post to look for moose.
Yes.
Of course, there are no moose. That's fine. But we didn't see any. So, but anyway, there are these two biker guys there. And so we start chatting. We start chatting with them because they're like, hey, there's a bald eagle and a baby in a nest over there if you want to take a look. And already my wife's like with her binoculars, like, I see it already. I'm good. Like, it's right there. And so we're looking, and so we're talking to this guy, and he's like, he's a retired cop, and now he does security for a mining company up in the Arctic Circle. You ever seen Liam Neeson's movie The Gray, that movie where he like fights wolves and stuff like that? He basically does that job without the actual wolf fighting. But anyway, so we're talking to these two guys, and it turns out, so they have beers with them, and they're like, yeah, we stopped off to have a couple before we go back to Canada because we were driving in formation with a bunch of other bikers, and one guy just pulls off to the side, like the guy in front of me just like randomly pulls off to the side. And we're like, oh my God, what's happening? And a tractor trailer flipped up and over right in front of them.
What?
Right? And one of the guys, the very front one, was caught in it and got stuck under the truck. And a tire actually like fell on him on the 18-wheeler. And then he had to he was rushed to the hospital and like all this stuff. And it turns out he's going to be fine. Like, he's going to be totally fine, they told us, because this was the previous day. They got the update. But they were like, we all nearly died. And this guy especially, like, nearly died. So, like, we stopped off to have a beer because it felt like we needed a beer. But because they were going over the border, they couldn't take their beer with them.
Oh.
And so we were chatting for like a half an hour. And then so finally we're getting back in the car. And they were like, hey. And so I go over and they're like, you want these? Because we can't take them with us. So they give me three Budweisers and a Moosehead Light. And we told them that we were looking for, like, we wanted to see a moose before we left. And they're like, we got your moose right here. Here you go.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Wow. You meet the most interesting people. That is so cool.
That isn't even the tip of the iceberg for what I met on my honeymoon. Met some wild folk and some really fun people. But anyway, I thought that was a cool story for why I'm drinking a Moosehead Light.
That is a good story. That is a cool journey that Moosehead Light took to get to you. That's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that's crazy. That's. But mine is just lame by comparison. Now I just have a Founders All Day IPA session ale. Nothing really. I mean, it's good. It's great. I love Founders. It's a session IPA. It's light but hoppy but it's refreshing. But it's not. It doesn't have a cool story about how it got to me like that.
You know what's really good is that we don't. This is not advertising. We just tell people what we're drinking because I just sold Moosehead Light to a lot of people.
Yeah, you probably did.
And nobody's buying Founders IPA.
I mean, listen, Founders is a great brewery, and their
really
session
good.
IPA is very, very good. Don't get me wrong.
The can is great. I love the can.
Yeah, it's a very cool can. It's very, I love it. But, it's not like some truckers almost got killed, and then we're like, here you go, son. Take this.
That's basically what he sounded like too.
That's what I was picturing.
Yeah, he had a Canadian accent, but with that,
Oh, take this,
Here, son, take this. Do you want to hear my story about the time that I
So basically, Bibbo Babowski, but Canadian.
Yes.
Superman's my favorite.
I love
All
Bibbo.
Right.
Anyway,
cool.
Superman. Anyway, so let's open this present.
Let's open this present.
This surprise. Let's open it.
So I want people to hear it. This comes
from horrible on an audio visual.
It's terrible.
Yeah.
It's absolutely terrible. This comes from friend of the show, Rhiannon.
Oh, hey, Rhiannon.
Rhiannon has guest hosted the show in your absence. Rhiannon most notably designed the cover art for Beer with Geeks.
It is
if you're looking at the Beer with Geeks cover art right now, Rhiannon designed it. So she is.
We sat next to one another at your wedding, actually.
Oh, okay. There you go. There you go. I've forgotten that, but there you go. She is a friend of mine for many years, friend of the show, and she sent. She told me a little while ago, "Hey, what's your address? I'm gonna send you something, and it's for you and Tim." So I was like, "Okay." So,
all right. So I will narrate it as you go. So Frank is bending the top part of the package over, and he's peeling that little thing out. You can hear it. It's very satisfying when you peel that rip away stuff.
It
the
is
UPS packaging.
Satisfying. I'm trying to. So this is a flat, like a flat box, not an envelope, but not like a
flat Stanley,
like a flat Stanley. And okay, so I'm trying to just tear the box without tearing its contents.
I was gonna say, I hope you don't tear what's inside.
They appear to be paper and somewhat fragile in nature. So,
like my spirit.
Yes. All right. So, I have opened the package.
Oh my goodness!
And within it, I have what appear to be a couple of posters.
Ooh, that's exciting. Hey, it's exciting. What does the poster look like? Oh, that is so cool. Oh, that is amazing.
Superman. It's a very cool, stylized
Pretty sure
Superman.
Is that Frank Miller? Is that a Frank Miller?
It might. It's signed. It is signed in gold Sharpie, and I can't tell if that's Frank Miller.
Show it to me. That's Frank Miller's signature, Frank.
All right, so this is a signed Frank Miller Superman. I know, because
I have a Frank Miller Batman. So remember, he signed my Batman pop. I'm pretty sure that's the same one. Yes. Oh my God.
Do you have this Batman and Robin poster that's also signed?
I do not.
Well, you have it now.
Oh my God, that's beautiful.
The Batman was for you, my friend. And Superman one, I will respectfully hang on to. And but wait, there's more.
Oh my gosh, this is so exciting.
There is some more Bat goodness here.
Oh, that is from
another.
That is from Batman: The Master Race.
Yes,
that
it is.
That is Carrie Kelly in her
yes, it is.
Batwoman costume and Batman. Oh, that is
also
awesome.
signed.
That is awesome. That is. I don't know if that one's Frank Miller or not. I can't tell. Could be.
Yeah,
I say that it is.
I'm embarrassed to say that I actually am not familiar with his autograph. So,
you know what? What kind of host of a nerd show are you? You don't know an important creator's signature, Frank.
Do you want to see this last one, or do you want to?
Yeah, I want to see.
I
want to see.
Me? Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I don't want to be. I don't want beef. I'm sorry, Frank. Show me.
This one is not signed. However, it's still pretty damn cool. Poster for the Mandalorian.
That is cool.
It's actually I think we've seen this image, right? It's the image of him sort of
I've
in
never
shadow.
Seen that image.
No. Okay, maybe I'm.
I mean, you might have. I just haven't.
I thought this was one of the ones that they had released, the image at least, but it is a nice size poster. I mean, these are. I don't have measurements, but these are sort of your standard
11 by 14. I'd say.
I think bigger than 11.
Okay.
Maybe 16, 14 or 16 wide.
Wow.
They're bigger than a typical. Yeah, because this is 8.5 by 11 here. Yeah, this is probably a good 14 inches wide. So whatever the equivalent of that would be in terms of length, I don't know. But there are collectors who know more about this stuff and know off the top of their head what it is. And I am not one of those people. But this is pretty cool. So we've got two Batman posters, both signed, a Superman and a Mandalorian. Thank you so much, Rhiannon. You are the coolest. You're the best. Thank you for sending us goodies.
That was
signed goodies.
That's amazing.
No less.
And please tell us how you came across these signed goodies and stuff. You know, because that is a kingly gift.
That is a kingly gift. Yes. Thank you so much. Oh, she is just awesome. She is the best. Well, I will hang on to a couple of these. We can figure out how we want to split these up. I assume you want the Batman ones, but we can talk about that at another time.
Sure.
Off air, but I will hang on to those till next time we see each other. But tonight, we are here to talk about the latest installation in the Toy Story, I guess you call it a saga now?
I guess it's the saga. Four of them.
I guess it's the saga now. Toy Story 4.
Toy Story 4. Can you believe there are 4 of these?
I cannot believe there are 4 of these. So what'd you think? What'd you think overall?
Well, I liked it. I liked it a lot. I think it was really well done. I think it's beautiful. Like, it's a really beautiful film. Truthfully, there's a small part of me that is a little disappointed in it, in a way that I was not disappointed in Toy Story 3. Like, Toy Story 3, like blew me away. But Toy Story 4, spoilers from here on out, is very Woody-centric. Like, they all are. Yes. They're really all about Woody. I mean, and some characters, but I felt like no other character really got to do much, including Buzz Lightyear.
Oh, especially Buzz Lightyear. He was very sidelined.
He was very sidelined, and it was really Woody and Forky, who was great, and so that was kind of like my one, like, oh, but it didn't feel like the gang movie. It felt like a Woody movie.
Yeah, I liked it. I enjoyed it. I had fun. I laughed. I enjoyed it the way it was meant to be enjoyed. But at the end of the movie, and at certain points throughout the movie, I just had this sort of intangible, indescribable feeling of, I don't think I needed this.
Yep, I think, and I think that's I feel the same way. There are some great jokes that I want to talk about.
There are some great moments. There are some great, really fun, heartwarming, funny, sweet, light moments. There are great moments throughout it, touching moments. But Toy Story 3, I was like, okay, the third one, that might be pushing it too far. I don't know. And then when I saw it, I was like, I needed that. I didn't know I needed that, but I needed that movie. I needed to have that to complete the story, right? And now here we are 9 years later, and I was like, well, you know what? They've proved me wrong before. I am ready to be proved wrong again. Let's do it. Like, let's sit down. Let's enjoy another couple hours with the gang. And at the end of it, I was just like, I actually don't think I needed that. Like, it was nice, but it was like, it's sort of like when your relatives stay for like an hour too long. It's sort of like, I had a nice time. It was great. I just wish they'd left a little sooner. I was getting a little tired by the end of the night. And that's how I kind of feel. Sort of like, the first 3 were great, and I enjoyed every minute of them. And the fourth one was sort of, it's fine. You could probably skip it and be okay.
I would be remiss to say that you could skip it, because I think there's a really nice completion of Woody's arc as a character, because it's all about Woody relinquishing control. That's his entire arc through 4 films is relinquishing control, right? First, Buzz comes to the bedroom and he's not the favorite toy anymore. And then the second one is about him sharing, but then he could reclaim that glory of being the most important one, and he opts not to, which is a nice ending. But then it's about him letting go of his kid, and learning to reclaim his life with a new toy. And then this one is he's not in charge anymore, and he's never really been in charge of his own life. He's only ever been in service of the child. And so this is really about him, being a fully formed entity, can't say person, but, a fully formed toy doing what he wants to do. And so I thought that was very nice. I just missed everybody else,
Yeah. I did too. I was especially surprised at how little Buzz there was, because it seems like they always made a point of having there be a Buzz plot and a Woody plot.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Since the start, right?
Since the start. There's always been a plot for both of them. And this, I didn't feel that Buzz had a plot. Well, he sort of did. It was his listen to his conscience thing, but it felt more like a gag.
That was more of a gag. Yeah, that was more of a gag than a plot, And really, it's a continuation of the, Buzz takes everything literally, gag.
Mm-hmm.
So, but that was fun. That was funny. It made me laugh. It was a funny bit, and it was executed well. That's the thing, right? It's even the things that in basically any Pixar movie that are only okay are still funny and or still done.
Mm-hmm.
Whether they're trying to be sad or they're trying to be funny, whatever they're trying to do, they do it well always. Mm-hmm. It's just in this case, I feel like it was good. I enjoyed it. But I just didn't need it.
Yeah.
And I left the other films feeling like I needed that. Wow, did they give me story that was necessary, and I wouldn't have guessed that.
Mm-hmm.
So they almost set the bar too high for themselves, and so now I'm judging them against their past performance, which maybe isn't fair.
I agree, but I think there are some additions in this film. If you really look at these films, especially this one, what a great allegory for parenthood, right? Because it's all about, let's say if the toy is the parent, let's say your kid sees you as the hero, and then Buzz comes in and all of a sudden the kid's got a new hero, right? It's that guy on TV, it's the teacher, it's their uncle, it's their friend's dad or whatever, and you have to figure out how not to be number one in your child's life anymore. They're going to look in other places. And then it kind of that theme kind of continues all the way through until you get to, say, Bonnie, where the toy, the parent, figures out okay, now I'm a grandparent. I can be something different now. But then it's actually about them almost holding control over the parent. I'm the grandparent. I know best. I have all the rules, and I have I've raised children. I know how to do this already. And people are oh, actually, but let the parents do that,
right.
And now you need to step back. That's how kind of I watched the movie, and so I had an appreciation for it, not being a parent at all,
right?
Not really close to it either, but that's just how I was this is just it's about parenthood. You can tell that almost the people who are making the films are getting older, because now it's about being a mature adult and going into your next years and things like that.
Sure.
So I don't know. But then there was also Duke Kaboom. So
Duke Kaboom. Who I kind of hoped Duke Kaboom was going to be more than he was. Because I feel like we saw most of Duke Kaboom in the previews, really, in whatever footage that was already released.
Oh, see, I didn't watch a lot of previews for this,
okay.
So I went in pretty. I was like, oh, Toy Story 4, great. That's pretty much all I knew.
That's pretty much all you need, right? Because the premise at this point.
Right, exactly. They're alive, great. Although there was that great joke at the end with Forky where he's like, I can answer any question that you want, and how am I alive? I don't know. I enjoyed that. Quite a bit.
I enjoyed that. There's plenty to enjoy for sure. And that was one. I mean, the idea that Forky keeps trying to throw himself in the trash. Yeah.
I
That was really funny
It
and
was funny.
and deep and sad at the same time.
Mhm.
But like, so well done. So well done.
That's how I should have introduced the episode. Here was
Trash?
my friend Frank, who likes trash. Yeah, and I mean, and you're right. All of it's all great, and it's like that. He's caring for somebody. Woody's caring for somebody, whatever else. But ultimately, at the end, I just missed everybody else. Like
I did too.
It wasn't a good set. It was a great send off for Woody, and I guess Bo Peep. But
and Bo Peep, yeah.
Yeah, but nobody else.
No, and the fact that there was no send off makes me feel like, oh God, are they doing a fifth one? Like is that because there's going to be a whole Buzz movie?
Well, Tim Allen in a interview, they said no more Toy Stories, but Tim Allen in an interview said like, any of these characters like could have their own film.
Sure they
could. Sure they could, absolutely. So to me, I'm like, okay, Toy Story's over, but like, is there a send off for Buzz, or is Buzz even a kind of character that he doesn't really evolve apart from knowing that he's not a real Space Ranger, he's a toy, and that's kind of where Buzz's evolution ends. And so apart from
far
listening to his conscience, so like, there's no like great white yonder for Buzz unless he like goes to space. You know what I mean? What a
yeah,
that's
right.
That's the story that should have been Buzz's B plot, where all of a sudden he gets lost and NASA wants to put a toy on the moon and they want to put a Buzz Lightyear on the moon, and somehow he's the one that goes and ends up on the moon.
That would be pretty.
So then
great.
he's a real Space Ranger. That's what was missing from this movie.
That would be sick. That would be great. That would be great. Or like he ends up in a home with a kid who grows up to be an astronaut, and it's like his favorite toy for his whole life, and the toy his Buzz Lightyear doll inspires him to be an astronaut. And when he gets to go to space, like the one personal article he brings with him is his Buzz Lightyear from childhood because it inspired him to be an astronaut.
I mean, why couldn't that be Andy?
Right?
Andy could do that.
Right?
Yep.
Right. So or Andy is so inspired by Woody that he decides, wow, I like being cowboys. I want to be a cow when I grow up.
Right. Yeah, because that's what the equivalent is.
Yeah, totally.
Right. Cowboys just become cows.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah. Right. What, cowman? That's not a thing.
No.
So the the farmer and the cowman should be friends.
Cowman, that's not a thing.
So
it's dumb. so dumb.
So
anyway, so you were disappointed in Duke Kaboom. I loved Duke. I loved it. I loved his Rajon thing. This is for you, Rajon.
That was funny. It was funny. He was hilarious. I guess that's my fault. I guess for watching they put out a clip a couple weeks ago of like intro to Duke Kaboom, and it was basically most of his bit was was put in that clip, so I shouldn't have watched that. That's my bad. But he was funny. He was funny as hell, and having Keanu was great. Like that was fun.
Yeah. Oh my God. That was Yes, I Canada was great.
I Canada was so good.
I loved it. I really loved that. And actually, you know what I will say? I really did really like in this. Sometimes I find the villains in the Toy Story films a little lacking.
Sure,
especially when
except Zurg.
This one was, this one had a lot of depth to it, and in a way that like Sid has no depth, and Al doesn't have any depth. Though I like Al, and then the Prospector does though.
Yeah.
To me, this was like the level of the Prospector.
Agreed.
Yeah, I think she was great, but the marionette, not the marionettes, the dummies, oh my gosh, what do you call them?
Oh yeah, the puppets,
ventriloquist dummies, puppets.
The ventriloquist dummies. Yeah,
oh my God, that they were so creepy.
Creepy.
They were so. There's always creepy toys in a Toy Story movie, right? That's like part of the charm or the creep factor. But they were particularly scary. Like as a child, I would have been absolutely not.
Oh man, yeah.
No,
yeah.
I will
they
forever
were
not like them. Mm-hmm.
Nope. They were creepy henchmen, and I did not like that.
Yeah, there was actually a Shining reference in this movie when they're in the when they're in the antique store for the first time, there's a song playing there's a record playing, and that is the song that plays in the hotel.
Midnight, yes. I did pick up on that. I did pick up on that when it happened, and I was like, I wonder if that's a Shining reference. It's midnight with the stars and you. Yeah,
that's the one. That was a good impression.
Midnight.
Yeah, it's a good song. Forever creepy, but great song.
It is. Great song. Al Bowley.
Oh, see, you're just a wealth of information. You're just so smart. You're so smart. Do you like what they did with Bo Peep in this film?
It was a departure for sure, but I was like, I don't know if that's if that's out of character for her or whatever. But we haven't seen her since in 20 years,
right? 9 in movie years, but 20
9 in movie years
in our own years.
So let's say 9 in the movie years.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's fine. So she changed in that time. That's fine. She pulled a Luke, in The Last Jedi. Like a lot's happened that I haven't seen.
That's true.
So I guess I can accept it.
I mean, she was always a little not what's the word I'm looking for?
Edgy.
Yeah, I'm just a couple of blocks away.
Yeah,
right, Woody's the one that's kind of like, oh, I'm gonna take a step back or whatever. She's a little forward. Remember, like the first time we meet her, she yanks him with her shepherd staff.
Yeah,
and she pulls him forward.
Totally.
So I liked it.
Yeah, I did too. Yeah, it would have had more impact on the one hand if we had seen her more recently, I guess. If she'd been in Toy Story 3, but then the fact that she wasn't there is why the story made sense. And
yes,
when the at the beginning of the film when we see that flashback. When is that? Like when in the sequence of events is that?
Before Toy Story 3. Because
after 2 but before 3, you think?
After 2 but before 3, because she's not in 3, I don't think.
Right, I know. Yeah. But I wasn't sure if it was between 1 and 2 or between 2 and 3.
Yeah, so I think it's...
Okay, so we think between 2 and 3.
Because that's the house they moved to in Toy Story 1.
That's what I wasn't sure about. Okay. All right. I didn't go back and check, and I just don't have that good a memory for that.
Yeah, that's the house they moved to. So I'm pretty sure it's after 2, before 3. Because it's been 9 years. Because Toy Story 2 takes place almost immediately after Toy Story 1. And
there's a couple years. I think they aged it in real time. They're like 4 or 5 years that passed between.
Okay.
I think it happened. Because remember, now he's a little bit older. Andy's a little bit older. He's going to cowboy camp.
He's going to college. He's going to college.
In Toy Story 2?
Oh, I thought you meant Toy Story 3. I thought you were being funny.
Oh, sorry. No.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Toy Story 2 is like the same number of... I think they kind of aged it in mostly real time. I think they fudged it a little bit in Toy Story 3. But I say that because I was basically the same age as Andy.
Right.
When the first one came out, and then basically the same age when the second one came out, and then a few years off by the time the third one came out. So I think they fudged it a little bit. But...
Yeah, but that's okay. But anyway... I loved the stuff that like the parents went through in this film with the Winnebago and everything. Like, turn left. Are you sure? Turn left. Yeah, I enjoy.
We've all been there. I've definitely felt that way with the GPS. Like, how did that?
What are you doing? It's I never really feel that way with my phone, but I used to feel that way all the time when I just had the GPS device. Isn't that funny how it evolves?
That's funny.
Yeah.
Those
So
change.
I guess I think it was really good. I think I agree. I think the side joke. I think sometimes a lot of side jokes are. My wife and I were talking about this. That like our Pixar like lives on side jokes. Like that's where the real bread and like apart from like the emotionally crippling stories that they're into right now. That. It's those sidelines, those side humors, like even Forky being like oh, I've known him my whole life, 2 days, things like that, or like A Bug's Life is a great example where like, no, don't fly towards the light, but it's so beautiful. Like it has nothing to do with the story, but that's like the memorable stuff. Yeah, and so I think
who wanted the poo-poo platter?
Yeah, exactly. So I think Toy Story 4 I think Toy Story 4 is good for that stuff, but if you're looking for a great send off to. If you're looking for a great send off in the way that Toy Story 3 was really a rather perfect send off, this is not it. I think it doesn't. You know what it is? It's a send off for the character, but not for the audience. If that makes sense.
That's right.
Toy Story 3 was a goodbye for the audience, but then they made Toy Story 4, so we're back. But now it's for the character of Woody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would have been happy with ending it with Toy Story 3 as a feature film, as far as the feature films go, and then either continuing to do shorts, before other Disney and Pixar films. Even if they did it, like, they could do something really cool and do like a short a year or a short every couple of years with like a little continuing story. Like they could still do that if they wanted to, or something that almost like the Marvel one-shots where they like were all one-offs, but if you watch them together, they sort of fit together. That I would have been happy with that, but I feel like I kind of wish they would stop making feature films out of them now. I'm kind of like, I don't know. I feel like they did what they did
what they set out to do.
And more, right? And then some. And they did it all so well, and I just worry if they keep going that they're going to cheapen it. And that's what I worry about. I just have such an emotional attachment to these movies that I worry they'll cheapen it if they keep going. But I don't
know if they're going to keep going. I don't know, but I also didn't think they were going to keep going after Toy Story 3. So what do I know? So who knows?
Yeah.
But anyway, Frank. So I'm going to give a rating system. Do you think this movie was very good, or good, or do you think it was trash?
I was like, rating system? We never do that. Okay, wow. It was good. It was good. I wouldn't say it was very good. I definitely would not say it was trash. It was good.
Yeah,
it was good. If I had kids, I would take the kids to go see this movie. Right?
Yeah.
We'd have a good time. We'd have a grand old time. They'd love it. That's I liked it. I enjoyed it. And if they make a Toy Story 5, of course I'll be there. Like, of course I'll see it.
Right.
But I'd be okay if they started deflecting to like a Toy Story TV show for the streaming services, or shorts, or straight to video stuff. Like, but I feel like they should sort of leave the feature film tier alone, at least for a little while.
I agree.
That's sort of what I think.
I agree, and I also do not think this movie was trash. But I think it's worth it even for the performances. I think people will like really pull out all the stops for this one, and even in their smaller bits. And the new I liked all of the new characters, which is very difficult.
Yes.
Especially 4 movies in, for running since 1995. Like by now I'm a jaded adult. Like, oh yeah, show me a duck and a bunny, ha ha ha, so funny. Oh no, you were super fun. Yeah,
it was Key and Peele.
I know,
of course it was fun. Yeah,
is that what we look like on the inside? Yeah. So there was a lot of good stuff there. But anyway, so you can find us at beerwithgeeks.com and Gmail and Facebook and Twitter. You are also welcome to go to patreon.com/thoughtbubbleaudio to check out all of our Thought Bubble audio shows, including early listens, exclusive content. And you can check out thoughtbubbleaudio.com for all of our other Thought Bubble audio shows. And, of course, you can rate and review us on iTunes and find us all other places podcasts can be found. Frank, how are you today?
I'm great.
Great.
I'm great. It's been a blast. I'm so glad to have you back.
Glad to be back.
And oh yes. Oh good. Glad to have you back. Looking forward to doing many, many more of these. I listened back to our episode 4. We talked about Toy Story for the first time. And
really?
That was a trip. Well, we talked about Toy Story for about 10 minutes, and then we talked about our favorite toys from childhood for the rest of the time. But that was a fun listen. This was a much more fulfilling discussion.
Is that the one where you talk about the Titanic that transformed?
That is the one. That is the one. Yep.
Yeah.
That's the one.
Man.
Yep. I'll throw that link in the show notes in case anybody wants to hear it. But
I'm going to listen.
Yeah, you should listen. It's good. Good stuff. But anyway, glad to have you back, buddy. Fun times as always. Thanks again to Rhiannon for the presents. That was a lot of fun.
Yes.
Very unexpected, and we are both very touched. So thank you so much. And thank all of you for listening, and thank you, Tim, for another great conversation. And we'll do it again next week. But until then, cheers.